Hello, everyone out there in Rumble X and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to talk some more about the last dump that HBO Max took, this past Thursday night. And just like crap, Season 3, Episode 11. What is the title of this episode again? I forgot because I don't give a crap. It's called... Forget About the Boy. I think the show already forgot about the boy a long time ago. This show has never been about the boy. It's always been about the women. It's always been about the girl. This is just another example of misandry. That they do. I know I'm sounding like a feminist right now. But I'm not. This is the truth. I got no problem with women expressing how strong they are in TV shows and movies. I think that's a good thing. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But just because a woman is strong doesn't mean that the men are automatically weak. You see what I mean? And that's something the show doesn't go there. They don't want to go there. They want you to believe that you live in a world where the women are the ones that get everything done and the men don't contribute anything to society, nothing meaningful. They're superfluous, like Barbie said in the Barbie movie, or they're useless, like they say on The View whenever they're talking about men. What do you think about men? They're useless, and then everyone claps and applauses that. Those are the type of people that make this show. So everything on this show is anti-men, anti-straight men. Let me be more specific on that. The show loves gay guys, loves gay guys, has a lot of respect for lesbians as well. They're not allowed to be shown as bad or anything like that, whereas dysfunctional, despite the fact that statistics show that 78% of all lesbians that get married get divorced. It's even worse than straight people, right? But only 20% of guys, gay guys that get married get divorced. Whereas for straight couples, it's still 55% and holding. Yes, even women don't like being married to women. This show has a lot of misandry in it. It puts down men. Sex and the City did that as well, but it wasn't right in your face. The writers of the show, the producers, they're emboldened because when the show was created, it was the Biden era. And they figured, we got 4 years of Biden. So, people are going to love this. By the time Biden's term is over, everyone's going to be all in on this, Society would have converted over to us. Well, the exact opposite happened, And believe it or not, it's the wokesters in New York and the wokesters in LA that were the last ones to get it, The rest of society moved on past woke a long time ago, but they never did. They're trying to hold on to it. They're trying to make you hold on to it. They're shaming you for not liking it. They're shaming you for not watching it. There's a lot of that in this episode. If you really pay attention, this episode is very meta. They're talking a lot about how the audience doesn't get it. It's the audience's fault. The show is perfection. The problem is the audience. The audience don't know a good thing when if you would hit them across the face with it. That's not true. There's an old adage which is still true today. The customer is always right. The customer is always right. If you provide the customer with what they want, then they will patronize your show. They will. If you don't, they won't. Now this show had a really good preamble here. My God, the love the women had for Sex and the City, oh my God, is incredible. They were just waiting for these women to come back. Nobody ever watched anything else that these women did after that show got canceled. Nobody ever watched the 3 Kim Cattrall TV shows that she did afterwards. Nobody watched the Kristen Davis movies that she was like in the Shaggy Dog movie or something, all right? Nobody watched that stuff. Nobody watched the TV show she was on. Nobody watched that TV show Sarah Jessica Parker was on after Sex and the City. Nobody watched it. Hell, nobody even watched the Hocus Pocus 2 sequel with Sarah Jessica Parker and Bette Midler. Nobody watched that with the Jewish witches. Nobody watched that. You know why? Because people don't care. People don't care. They don't care about these actresses. They only care about the characters. So if you're going to give the audience what they want, which is they don't want to see Cynthia Nixon and Sarah Jessica Parker and Kristen Davis and Kim Cattrall. They want to see Samantha Jones. They want to see Charlotte York. They want to see Miranda Hobbs. They want to see Carrie Bradshaw. That's what they want to see. Okay? So when you promise us that, we're excited. Oh, they're coming back. Now they're old. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, Big's coming back. Steve's coming back. Harry's coming back. Oh, everyone's coming back. It's going to be awesome. And then, except for Kim Cattrall. We knew she wasn't coming back. All right, but everyone else came back. So we're like, okay, let's see. That's enough. Let's see what happens here. And boom, we're just like, oh. Right away. Miranda's cheating on Steve with a dog. Big gets killed right away. Harry's even more pathetic and more of a pushover pussy than he was on Sex and the City. Stanford, well, he died in real life, but they wrote him off the show as he abandoned Anthony and went to go live in Japan or something. Like, what the hell's this? Wait a minute. I understand that, you know, Kim Cattrall didn't come back and Samantha didn't come back, except for that one episode where she showed up. I get all that. She wanted nothing to do with the show, and they wrote her off in a really pathetic way it's not believable at all. Okay? But they gave all the women like a person of color as their new best friend. Like, this was just so like fake. Like, what the hell is this shit? Whoa, like these women are acting like they just discovered that there's black people in New York. Like they just now discovered that there's Indian people in New York. Like, what the hell is this crap? You know, and we know why they did it. They did it for the wokesters, because it wasn't woke enough. It needs to be more woke. Okay? You threw Seema in there, who's completely unlikable, okay? And she does not have what it takes to even like kiss Kim Cattrall's shit. Okay? But like she's like the substitute Samantha, okay? Only she's more disgusting, more pathetic, more of a bitch, and a chain smoker on top of all that. Okay? And we don't care about her. She's unlikable. Nobody cares about her. Nobody cares about these women. Nobody cares about Carrie anymore. Okay? No, it's down to the point where everyone's figured out that nobody's going to make these women happy. Nobody's ever going to make Miranda happy. Guy or girl, nobody will ever make Miranda happy because Miranda is incapable of being happy. She has to be in a constant state of victimhood, a constant state of being oppressed, you know, in order for her to feel like she belongs in the world, okay? Her being miserable is her knowing that she belongs in the world because she's miserable, okay? Everyone else needs to be miserable with her, okay? She's selfish. She doesn't consider other people's feelings. All she cares about is what she wants. Right now, all she cares about is joy. Joy, okay? That's all she cares about, okay? She will slit her son's throat if Joy did not like him, okay? That's the level of selfishness that Miranda has. She cares more about these things, these monsters that she's having sex with than she does about her own husband and her former husband now, okay? That's proof right there, and that she does about her own son, okay? Would Miranda ever lie to Joy about anything? Would Miranda ever sneakily do something behind Joy's back? You know, would she ever do something like that? No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. Okay, because the show shows way too much respect for that relationship. You cannot make fun of that relationship, or else you're a homophobe. You see what I mean? You're the problem. So you have to leave that relationship alone. Don't even make jokes about it. You see what I mean? Or else. But if it's a straight couple, oh yeah, absolutely, man. Get a penis. The guy needs a penis pump to get hard. That's funny. See what I mean? If it's a straight relationship, yeah. Oh, the woman said, oh, no, you know what? I know you just ate me out, but there's no way in hell I'm ever going to suck you off. Okay, then. That's great. Yeah, I think I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm fine with just eating you out, and you can never, ever put my dick in your mouth. I'm cool. That is so cool, babe. See, that's why I love you. Because you just know the right thing to say. Yes, I'm totally on board with that. See what I mean? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This isn't realistic. This is just fucking making fun of men. Showing men as they're all insecure. They're all stupid. Okay? They're all assholes. Okay? They're all insecure. Okay? This is just dumb. This is dumb shit, man. I'm glad they finally pulled the plug on the show. Let's get to it, all right? This episode actually wasn't very long. It's like just under 29 minutes. Okay, so where we left off last time, Carrie's fat ass agent, okay, whatever, tells Carrie she doesn't really like the book that Carrie wrote, the turn of the century book, or actually the book about the woman that lives in Carrie's house back in 1846. Apparently, the guy that she fell in love with died. And so she decides her main character decides just to live alone. Okay, obviously this is a meta reference to the show. Okay, whereas last episode was supposed to be the last episode. According to Michael Patrick Queen, last episode was supposed to be the official last episode of the entire series. Okay, it was gonna end like that, right? With Gary fucking what's his name? Duncan. And then him saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm moving back to England, and I'm never coming back." By that's how it was supposed to end, with Carrie being alone in her big house with no one to share, no one to share it with except her cats. That's how, according to Michael Patrick Queen, that's how it's supposed to end. But HBO told them, "No, you know what? Go ahead and write 2 more episodes." And by that, I mean write 1 episode and split it up into 2 parts. That way it can be 2 episodes, That way you can save money. Because we're not throwing any more money at this shit. Because the viewers hate it. Okay, all the comments and the feedback on the show are absolutely horrible. It's time that we actually put some money into a show. Because these women are not cheap, man. Cynthia Nixon, Kristen Davis, and Sarah Jessica Parker, they're not cheap. They are not cheap. Okay, you got to pay them a lot of money to do this show. All right, and they are not getting a return on this investment. So they're like, "Okay, we'll give you just enough. We'll give you enough money for 1 episode. You split it up into 2 and just end this piece of shit. Just end it. Okay, wrap up the storylines, wrap up everything, which they're never going to do. They're never going to wrap up the storylines. We've been introduced to way too many characters that never went anywhere. Okay, so there's no point. What storyline are you wrapping up? There is nothing to wrap up. We met Harry's dad, Morris Goldenblatt. Okay, well, he died in real life, so we're never going to see him again. Okay, we met Diego, my namesake, who was the gay ballet dancer that was Lily's boyfriend. And for what? They broke up off screen because I guess he liked dick better than he liked pussy, and he left her for the dude that he was already fucking in front of Lily. Lily knew about it. She knew that she was sharing her boyfriend with another guy, and she was okay with it. And she got mad that he dumped her for another guy. And for what? What do we introduce to Diego for? For nothing. Nothing came of that. Okay? Rock is transgender, non-binary bullshit. For what? What does she do with that? What does she contribute to the family? What has she contributed to the past 3 seasons that we've seen her in? Nothing. Nothing. She hasn't changed at all. She's the exact same she was in the first episode of season 1. It's the exact same way she is right now. There's been no character arc. Same thing with Lily. She's just a bitch. She's just a communist fucking bitch. Okay? A Stalin supporter, more of a Lenin supporter, okay? A socialist out the ass. What about Lily? Lily's just a fucking slut, okay? An immature, disgusting, fucking, full of herself slut. Insufferable, expect her parents to do everything for her and feels entitled, okay? And she wants to fuck everybody, okay? And her parents are okay with that because they're sex positive. Okay, Charlotte and Harry are 2 piece of shit parents. As much as I love Steve and Miranda are also piece of shit parents. They have terrible kids, okay, irresponsible, full of shit kids that only think about themselves. Fucking Brady knocked up some fucking fat bitch that he met, some stupid astrology loving fat bitch that he met. He doesn't give a shit about that, okay? I mean, what the fuck kind of kids are these? What kind of parents are these? Okay, there's nothing here. Okay, on top of the fact that you gave us 2 fucking main, characters in the beginning of the first season. You gave us Naya and you gave us Shay. And for what? For what? They're not even in this season. Nobody even talks about them. Okay, you wasted our screen time with hours upon hours of Shay drama and Naya drama that was never going to go anywhere. You had no plan for them. You had no story arc for them. Okay? You didn't develop them as characters. Okay? They're nothing. There are nothing characters. There's nothing special about them. Shay is just a fucking home-wrecking piece of pot-smoking piece of shit and ugly as fuck. Okay? Okay, Naya is just a fucking Black Lives Matter bitch. Okay? To remind you how terrible white people are, despite the fact that she likes to fuck white guys. Go figure. Okay? I mean, for what? This went nowhere. This went nowhere. Why the fuck is Seema still tagging along Carrie for? Like they're fucking best friends or something like that. When the fuck did Carrie all of a sudden fucking make Seema her best friend? That was just the fucking bitch that was trying to fucking sell her an apartment. That's all it was. And how the fuck did they become best friends now? Why the fuck did Carrie not become best friends with fucking Lisette? Lisette's more like her. Lisette's a younger version of Carrie Bradshaw. Okay, only prettier. You see what I mean? That's the one she should have bonded with. That's the one they should be having a relationship with. That's the one they need to come to each other for advice. Is that one? But they didn't do nothing with Lisette. She just had 2 fucking cameos and then fucking left. What the fuck? Why put her in the fucking show? Nothing happened. What have we learned about Lisette? Other than fucking Carrie gave her brownstone, her apartment. Okay, what did we learn? We learned that her fucking boyfriend had a little dick. That's it. That's all we fucking learned. And that she feels sorry about herself for her fucking poor dating choices. Wah! She's just like Carrie. Who gives a fuck? She also dresses like a fucking clown, just like Carrie did. What the fuck? Pointless. All right. Yeah, so that's going on here. The fatso told Carrie that she didn't like her ending. Okay, so Carrie makes a speech about how, like, well, what's wrong with an older woman just ending up alone for the rest of her life? There's nothing wrong with that. It's not tragic, like that, because that's her fate, okay? That's actually the fate of all the women that subscribe to this bullshit ideology that they've been pushing since Sex and the City, okay? Even more so now, the woke ideology that tells all women everything's about your career, fuck the kids, fuck the marriage, fuck all that stuff. It's all about you getting yours, because you're a boss bitch. And what happens, okay? Well, now your pussy's all fucking stretched out, okay? You've got fucking 3rd stage AIDS, okay? No guy wants to go out with you because you look like shit now. Your face is sagging, your tits are sagging. There ain't enough Botox in the world to fix that fucking thing that used to be a pretty face on your, on you. Okay, so now you got no choice but to live alone with your fucking cats because you wasted your goddamn best years, okay? Fucking all these different fucking guys that are riding the cock carousel, okay? That by the time you figured out that you wanted to settle down, you were too fucking old, and the high value men don't want nothing to fucking do with you because they've already been there and done that. And they want the younger, prettier girls. Sorry, but it's fucking true. You did it to yourself. You did it to your fucking self. Okay? I feel no sympathy for any of the women on this show, especially Carrie. Carrie had every opportunity. There was plenty of nice guys that she could have dated, she could have settled down with, but no, they were never good enough for her. No. Not any of the hundreds of guys that we've seen her bang were good enough for Carrie Bradshaw. Okay? She had to get rid of them one way or another. She even fucking killed Big, okay, who was supposed to be the love of her life. All right? So what the fuck? Anyway, so that's going on here. The next scene, they're at Carrie's place, and she's there with Miranda and Christian. They're all getting drunk. Okay, Carrie actually has furniture now all over the house. It only took 1 episode for her to do it. Okay, but she's got couches now, bookshelves, books on the bookshelves, tables everywhere, coffee tables. She's got a fully equipped house now. Okay, full of furniture, paintings on the wall, all the shit that wasn't there in the past season. The past 2 seasons is there now. Okay, so they're there, and Charlotte wants to see Rock. She wants Carrie and Miranda to go to the High School Musical of Rock's play. She's doing a musical. Rock's going to start a musical. That's the scene we saw earlier where she's dressed up in a 1920s flapper outfit with makeup and dress and all that and wig on, and she looks very feminine. She looked very pretty, and of course, fucking Charlotte creamed herself looking at her daughter. Actually looked very feminine and pretty. Okay, she wants to show off her daughter. She wants Carrie and Miranda to go see her musical, her high school musical, which is called Dirty Millie or some stupid shit like that. Thoroughly Modern Millie. Yeah, Thoroughly Modern, some fucking lesbo gay show that hates men. It's all misandry. Anyway, it takes place in the 1920s like Chicago did, that play. Anyway, so that's going on. Okay, she wants the woman to see Rock in her musical because she looks so grown up and pretty, and she can't say, and she's upset. Charlotte's upset because she can't tell Rock, her real name's Rose. She can't tell Rose that she's pretty because Rose is non-binary. Okay, so she does not want to be labeled as a female. She does not want female pronouns. She does not want to be referred to as a female. And if you're to compliment her on being pretty, she's going to take offense to that because you're assuming that she's a female even though she's got a vagina. You see what I mean? And that's offensive. Okay? That's binary thinking, which you're not supposed to do anymore. Okay? Because it's 2021 now. Actually, it's 2025. That shit's dead. But the people that make the show still think it's 2021. All right. So so that's hurting Charlotte, because Charlotte wants to tell her daughter how beautiful she is, but she can't, because her daughter will take offense to that, because her daughter is non-binary. Get it? Okay. So that's going on here. Okay. To me, I call bullshit on that. Okay. Fucking Rose is what, 17 years old? When she's 18 years old, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. She can get a sex change and get a huge fucking black dick inserted in her. Okay. Sewed up onto her, and male hormones and all that kind of shit when she's 18. But as long as she's a fucking minor, okay, she's gonna fucking be raised as a goddamn fucking girl. Okay. But of course, Charlotte's not gonna go there, and Harry's not gonna go there, because they're both pussies. All right. Now Miranda can't go. Miranda tells Charlotte she cannot go because Joy, okay, is having a woke lecture, and she has to go to a woke lecture with Joy, and Carrie doesn't want to be bothered to go to High School Musicals. All right. So Miranda invited Mia. She tells the women that she invited Mia to the Thanksgiving dinner at her house, because she's doing the Thanksgiving dinner this year. Okay, it's her first time doing it, and her son Brady, who's going to cooking school, is going to cook the food. Well, guess what? Mia is the woman, the young lady that Brady, her son, knocked up. Okay, just a fuck that he had with her, and he got her pregnant. And she's going to have the baby, and she wants nothing to do with Brady being the father, or acting like a father at all for this baby, all right? Well, of course, Steve gave him a lot of shit for it, for being a dumb fuck, and I would have done it too. Okay, but Miranda's curious. She went over there last episode to meet this Mia, met her. She's a shampoo girl at a salon. Okay, and they got into an altercation. She pretended to be somebody else, but actually then she spilled the beans while her hair was getting washed. And no, I'm actually the mother of your baby daddy. Okay, and so Mia got offensive and sprayed her off. Well, now apparently Miranda wants to invite her to Thanksgiving because she's carrying her grandson or her granddaughter inside of her stomach. Okay, so she's practically family now. But she did this without asking Brady if he wanted her to be there. See, he went behind his back, her son's back. Okay, so anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, but she's like, oh, it's okay, because you know what? I'm pretty sure Mia's not even gonna want to come to Thanksgiving dinner, so it's no problem. Then why the fuck did you invite her? Why the fuck did you invite her then? Okay, and if you're gonna invite her, why don't you fucking talk to your son about it first? This is fucking stupid. Okay, anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, so Carrie tells Miranda, okay, to take the karaoke machine with her. She doesn't want it in the house. That's the karaoke machine that Miranda bought and then left it there after that stupid ass party they had for Charlotte's birthday. Okay. Now that Aiden is gone, Carrie's place is full of furniture. Okay, so all we needed for her to decorate her house was to get rid of fucking Aiden. Okay. Carrie goes on a monologue about how the audience of this shit show would be upset if she ended up alone. So she always changes the subject. She quit talking about what they wanted to talk about and starts talking about what she wants to talk about. Okay, which is what her agent told her. Okay, that her agent's not happy with the way the book ended. And her agent suggested to Carrie that she rewrite the ending or add another chapter, a happy ending for her character. Okay, and of course, Carrie says that she goes on about how there's nothing wrong with her ending, okay? Even if the people, she almost says people there. She's talking to us. She's talking to the audience of this fucking shit show, okay? And how they're going to be upset because last episode was supposed to be the last episode of all Sex and the City, okay? But then they made this episode and now another one, okay? So this, according to Michael Patrick Queen, this is the way it was supposed to end. Her and Aiden break up. She fucks Duncan. And that's it. That's the end of Sex and the City forever. All right? Carrie's alone again, okay? She's by herself in the house, all right? But she's saying okay, well, it ended with my main character being alone, but I can tell that the people don't want, the publishers don't want that ending. So we're going to have to come up with something else. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with her just ending up alone? It's believable. It's honest. Well, yeah, it's believable and honest, okay? But, what the fuck? With these bitches that are on the show, they would never end up with anybody because nobody's good enough for them. Number one, most guys are not attracted to the women on the show. And number two, no guy would fucking, they would never keep a guy. Okay, any guy they get with, they're going to fucking get rid of because no guy's good enough for them. You see what I mean? No guy's good enough for them. No guy's ever going to be good enough for any of them. They cannot pair bond. They fuck too many guys. They're too full of themselves. They don't know what it's like, okay, to give of themselves to someone else. Okay, all they know is what can the guy do for me, not what can I do for him. You see what I mean? And it's always been that way. It's even worse now. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, so Carrie states that Michael Patrick Queen needs to add 2 more episodes to make the audience feel good at the end. All right, it'll feel good when it's over. Okay, Carrie says but I like the ending. I thought it was honest, but I have to think about it because I don't want my first novel to end up at the Barnes & Noble discount table. Okay, this show is never going to DVD. It's never going to Blu-ray. It's never going to be in the Barnes & Noble. Okay? Nobody fucking liked this show. Okay? You've lost all your viewerships. All the fans of Sex and the City they're still fans of Sex and the City. They're just not fans of this show. Okay? This show killed any momentum for a spin-off of Sex and the City. Okay? This show killed it. It's done. It's like Star Wars. It's like Marvel right now. It's done. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to say. You had your opportunity and you blew it. Okay? Anyway, moving right along. Okay, Carrie, says that. Okay. Well, what else? What else could she do on this show? I mean, what would the ending? What other ending would there be for the show for Carrie's character? What could they do? Okay. What else on the show can they destroy? What's left of Sex and the City that they haven't already destroyed? Nothing. Nothing. Samantha's gone. Okay. Stanford's gone. Okay, Anthony's like just a joke. He's in this fucking relationship that's completely unbelievable. Okay, it's not realistic at all. You've got characters that nobody gave a shit about, like Shay and Naya and Seema. Unfortunately, Seema's still here, and Lisa as well. Lisa's only there because she's black. Okay, she's just a black version of Charlotte. That's it. There's nothing exceptional about Lisa. Nothing special about her at all. She's just another fucking boss bitch who thinks she's all fucking that with a beta male, limp dick, bald-headed, fucking chubby husband who has no fucking self-esteem. You see what I mean? How is that different from Charlotte? Nothing. There's no difference. Only Lisa dresses like a fucking Cosby Show reject. That's the only difference. They both have fucking gay children. I mean, what the fuck? So anyway, Charlotte also screams, "Ah!" She's like, I forgot to tell you, Anthony and Giuseppe are getting married. Ah! And of course, that's going to be treated with respect because it's a gay marriage. That's a gay relationship. You cannot make fun of those. You cannot show those as bad on this show because that would be homophobic. You see, you can only show straight relationships as bad. You see what I mean? Okay. All right. Next scene, Adam is eating out Seema in the shower. Gross. Okay. I think I felt my lunch come out when I said that. Okay, but yes, he's eating out Seema in the shower. However, she does make it very clear to him that she will not go down on him at all. At all. Okay? I guess that's supposed to make her more of a boss bitch or something, or make her more attractive to men. Okay, it's not. It's not more attractive to men. Ladies, if you're not satisfying your guy down there, okay, he's gonna find someone who will. Okay, it's just like you. Okay, if the guy ain't doing it for you, okay, and getting you off, okay, you're gonna find someone that does, right? So why the fuck can't a guy do the same thing? You see what I mean? Okay, why the fuck would a guy want to fall in love with a disgusting pig like Seema, a chain-smoking fucking pig, narcissist piece of shit like Seema who won't even go down on you? Okay, that's probably the only thing I could do with Seema. And I didn't even have to close my eyes for that. Okay, and she won't even do that. So what the fuck is this? Seema represents everything that men do not find attractive in women. Okay? She represents everything that men do not like in women. She's insufferable. She's full of herself. She's a fucking chain smoker. She thinks she's all fucking that. She thinks she's a fucking 10 when she's a solid 2. Okay? Nobody can make her happy. She puts down everybody. She insults everybody. She emasculates every guy that she's around. Okay? What the fuck is there to like with her? Okay? She has no fucking kids, no spouse, no nothing. She's this boss bitch trying to earn all this fucking money for her real estate business. And for what? She's gonna be dead in fucking 5 years. With all the alcohol that she drinks and all the fucking cigarettes that she smokes. She's not gonna live long enough to fucking spend all the money that she makes. And who's gonna get her money when she dies? Nobody. Because she got no fucking kids. She got no fucking husband. She got nothing. Because she's incapable of pair bonding. I don't think the writers of this show understand that the writers are so full of themselves. They can't even understand basic human needs, okay? If you spend your entire life only thinking about yourself, you're going to end up being the only person that does. And that's the fate of all these women on this show. That's the fate of all of them. That's not a good thing. All right. So that's going on here, okay? Yeah, he's okay. He's okay with Seema not going down on him. He doesn't believe in Thanksgiving. It turns out he's also a vegetarian. He doesn't eat turkey, and so he invites Seema to meet his sister, I guess, who's going to have a tofu turkey Thanksgiving because they're vegan. Okay, and you know, she says like, what are you thankful for? Okay, and he's like, oh, well, I'm thankful for a lot of things, but mostly I'm thankful for you. Because I don't know where I would be if I didn't have some disgusting 60-year-old chain-smoking alcoholic piece of shit insufferable cunt like you who won't go down on me for a girlfriend. I don't know where I'd be. So mostly I'm thankful for you. Just like that. Okay, yeah, I know, I got sick just saying that. Okay, yeah, and he says like, you know, he's like, he tells her, Seema, I'm going to act like I'm in love with you now. And Seema's like, I love you too. And that's why I won't go down on you. I only go down on guys that I don't love. Someone wrote this shit. Did I tell you the show was written by gay guys? Okay. Well, in case I didn't, now you know. All right, so that's going on here. Yeah. Next scene, Carrie goes to Rock's show. Okay, her high school musical thing. Okay, and she congratulates Anthony. Okay, on his prenuptials, whatever, you know. And I also noticed that now I know that actor Willie Garson is dead in real life, but his character Stanford is still alive on the show. Okay, he's living in Japan somewhere. And I did notice that Carrie did not even try to get a hold of Stanford. Okay, to let, you know, because I think technically they're still married. I'm not sure. Anthony and Stanford are still married technically. I'm not sure. But I don't know how gay marriage laws work. Okay, but yeah, nobody even mentions Stanford's name. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, you know, they didn't even try to get a hold of Stanford. Anthony tells Carrie that he's having second thoughts. But, you know, when he got down on his knee inside of the dressing room of the clothing store while he was shirtless, how could I say no? And Carrie goes like, yep, I know exactly what you mean. When I was standing in front of the fountains with Aiden and he got on one knee and his dog was there and he showed me the ring. I mean, how could I say no? You know, so I said, yes, I'd marry him. And then, of course, I fucking dumped his ass because he wanted to actually get married. And I said no. That's why I never wore the ring. That's why I wore it around my neck. See what I mean? Yeah, so that's going on here. You know, Anthony tells Carrie that he's tired of mommying Giuseppe. Okay, now it's pretty obvious. Okay, remember I said before, especially in the last video, that this is not a realistic relationship. Okay, someone like Anthony, okay, would never get with somebody like Giuseppe in real life. Okay, Giuseppe's too good looking, he's too young, he's too hung, he's too everything, right? You know, he's way too much of that. Okay, the only way I could see this happening, okay, would be because gay men look at men the way straight men look at women. Okay, we judge you first from what you look like. Okay. So I can understand why Anthony would want to be. It's a fantasy for Anthony, I'm sure, to be with someone like Giuseppe. But realistically, what would Giuseppe find attractive about Anthony? Okay, he's too short. He's too old. He's got way too much attitude. Okay, so what would Giuseppe find attractive? The only thing I can think of is money. Okay, now Giuseppe comes from a very wealthy family. Rio already met his mom. His mom is very wealthy. They got 3 villas in Italy and all sorts of shit. Okay, so that part makes no sense. Okay, but realistically, the only thing I could think about would be that if Giuseppe was a sugar baby. Okay, now I do know that there are gay guys out there that date older gay guys because they're sugar babies. Okay, the sugar daddies spend a lot of money on their young lovers. Okay, if you remember the story about the guy that killed Versace, Okay, his name's Andrew Cunanan. That's what he was. He was a professional sugar baby. Okay, for gay men, for rich gay men. He dated rich gay men. They paid his bills. They got him apartments. They bought him clothes. They gave him cars to drive, all sorts of shit like that. But the problem with Andrew Cunanan was that eventually he was getting older. He was getting in his 30s and stuff. He was losing his looks, and he couldn't attract those high value men, gay men anymore. Okay, so he got upset. So he decided to make a name for himself by killing Versace. Okay, that's why he did it. Okay, and so that's what Giuseppe is to me. Maybe not a killer like Andrew Cunanan was, but I think he is a sugar baby. But then again, like I said, that doesn't even hold up because his mother's rich. He doesn't need a sugar daddy. So who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Okay, that's the only thing I can think of is that he's using Anthony to take care of him, to buy him clothes, to give him a place to live, to feed him, to do his laundry, to do all that stuff. And Anthony is finally starting to pick up on that, and he doesn't want to be mommying Giuseppe. Giuseppe is 29 years old. Now, Anthony, I think he's 62, but we don't know for sure. He colors his hair and stuff, acts like he's younger, but he's not. Okay, so he's definitely old enough to be Giuseppe's father. Okay, and he's starting to get pissed off that he's being used as a sugar daddy. That's why he's not sure about marrying Giuseppe. Okay, and I'm like, what took you so fucking long? Okay. Anyways, it's like the whole thing. Remember on Sex and the City? Remember when Samantha was dating Smith Jerrod? Remember that? This fucking super good-looking young guy, actor, wannabe actor. Remember that? Okay? At no point did the show ever make any reference to the fact that Smith Jerrod would be using Samantha because Samantha's a publicist to help out his career. Although that's exactly what she was doing, but the TV show never wanted you to know that explicitly. Okay, despite the fact that it was so fucking obvious that the only reason he was dating Samantha was because she could help his career. Okay? But that's that you're just being jealous, Diego, because you don't look like Smith. No, I know plenty of guys that were like Smith Jerrod that were actors. Okay, I used to be young too. Okay, and yes, okay, they were definitely using women like Samantha Jones to buy them things, to get them things, to help their career. Okay, it's the same shit women do. All right, so what the fuck? Okay, anyway. The show couldn't go there. They wanted you to think that he was really in love with Samantha. No, he wasn't. But you all thought that he was. Sometimes you ladies can be so stupid. I'm sorry. I mean, men can be stupid too. I'm not saying it's one-way street here. Okay? But for all you ladies that honest to God thought that Smith Jerrod was in love with Samantha Jones, you're full of shit. I feel bad for you. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Okay, so yeah, Anthony's having second thoughts. Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, Charlotte arrives, okay, with Mark Kasabian. Mark Kasabian is played by Victor Garber, who's an openly gay actor. You remember him from Titanic. He was the guy that built the Titanic that went down with the ship. He was on that show Alias with Jennifer Garner, although I never watched that show. I remember him from Legends of Tomorrow. I think I got that here. Yeah. From this show, Legends of Tomorrow. Okay? This is a superhero show. Okay, and Victor Garber played Firestorm in the show. See that black guy right there? Okay, he was one half of a superhero team called Firestorm, and Victor Garber was the other half. He played Professor Martin Stein, so I got props for him. Good for him, all right? And if you want to see a young Victor Garber, you should watch this movie called Godspell. I think it's on YouTube. It's one of those like 1970, 1971 movies, like in the vein of like Jesus Christ Superstar. It came out during that time, like Hair, and doing drugs, getting fucked up, and all that kind of stuff. The hippies, who don't want to go to Vietnam, that kind of thing. Very gay. Okay, yeah, there was this thing called Godspell, a movie called Godspell. It's a musical, and Victor Garber played Jesus. He played Jesus in that musical. Jesus with a white afro. Okay, suspenders and a Superman t-shirt. Day by day. Day by day. Yeah, yeah. Hey, check it out. Yeah, Victor Garber's in that. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, we meet him real quick. He's the owner of Charlotte's Gallery that she works at. Okay, Of course, Giuseppe tells them that they're engaged now, and he's like, "Oh, congratulations! You guys are getting engaged. You know what? Getting engaged is the best part of marriage. That's the part I always loved, was the getting engaged part." So he basically is trying to say that he's been married like 4 or 5 times. Okay, his character's straight on the show. His character's actually straight. He was actually flirting with Giuseppe's mom a couple episodes ago. Okay, but in real life he's gay, but his character is straight. Okay, he's like, "Oh yeah, getting engaged, that part is, that's always my favorite part of marriage, is the getting engaged part." Because he's done it so many times. Okay, moving right along. Okay, I don't think the writers care for marriage in general. Okay, I don't think the people that make the show care about marriage in general. Okay, what do you expect? Okay, libtard laws, okay, and shows like this have destroyed marriage. Okay. Okay, why would anyone want to get married when TV shows like this glorify cheating on your spouse? Men and women, mostly women now. Men aren't allowed to cheat anymore on TV shows because that would hurt a woman's feelings if she saw it. But women are allowed to cheat on their husbands, okay, because that's empowering. Okay? That's a woman being in charge of her own sexuality, not a man. You see what I mean? Despite the fact she's fucking married and she said her vows. Anyway, you see what I mean? And for those of you who think I'm fucking full of shit, okay, why the fuck does Outlander exist? What the fuck is that show? It's about glorifying a woman cheating on her fucking husband. Okay? So don't fucking tell me that I'm making this shit up. Alright? Okay? Even this show glorified fucking Miranda cheating on fucking Steve. Alright? So what the fuck? Alright? And I know the audience didn't glorify it. They didn't like it. But the producers thought it was a great idea. Oh yeah, let's just do that to Steve. See what I mean? Okay, yeah. So according to this show, for women, no man is ever good enough for them. Okay, that goes for all the women on the show. No man is ever good enough for them. Okay? And for men who actually date women, okay, no woman is worth giving up their life for. And what I'm trying to say with this here is that this show promotes the idea, okay, that no matter how much time a woman falls in love with a guy, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, that guy will never be good enough for her. So she best find another guy to fall in love with. Okay? Because at some point the guy is going to piss her off. He's not going to meet her expectations. He's going to fail at something that's important to her. And when that happens, she needs to move on. Find something, a bigger, better deal. Okay? And that's okay. That's empowering. Okay? But realistically, okay, the show only deals with the top 10% of the men that are out there. The show doesn't deal with the average guys. Okay? The guy that works at the bookstore, the guy that cleans your fucking toilets, okay? The train operator, the bus driver, okay? The guy that works at fucking Starbucks. They don't ever talk about those guys. Those guys are invisible to the women on the show because these women only date high-value men, okay? So when it comes to that percentage of guys that are actually dating, I think it's only like something like 20% of all the men, available straight guys out there, are dating. The other 8% are not dating anybody because they can't or because they don't want to. They're playing video games, they're watching porn, they're doing all sorts of other things. They're not dating. Okay, so out of the 20% of the guys that are dating, okay, it's a lot less. Those are the guys that are dating all the women. Okay, and for those guys that are dating, those are the guys that women are attracted to. Okay, and those guys know, why the fuck would I want to settle down with one when I can get more? So why should I? Because all 80% of the women are trying to date 20% of the men. You see what I mean? So there's no shortage for that 20% of guys. There's not much of a shortage of women. So why should they ever have the need to settle down with one? They know what happens when they get married. Okay, the woman divorces them because 70% of all divorces are instigated by women. They get half of everything. They also get child support. They also get alimony. Okay? And even if the woman cheats on the husband, the husband still got to pay all that stuff. You see what I mean? And they get custody of the kids. They get the house. You don't get shit. The guy just gets nothing. He ends up with less than what he started off with. Oh yeah, and on top of all that, he's got a broken heart too. So why the fuck would he want to go through all that? You see what I mean? Makes no fucking sense. So what do women get upset? Because now the guy won't commit. Okay, what the fuck he's got to commit to? So you can fuck over his life? You see what I mean? Oh, my men are all pigs. They just use me for sex. Hey, if you're giving it away, what the fuck? How's that his fault? You're the one giving it away. All right. I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back to continue my review of this piece of crap show. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.